O FNX era o mais burro. Eu ganhava os clutch como, Code? Que título é esse desse vídeo? Ô, Codezeira! Não, vou ligar aqui pra ele. Tá me tirando, Code? Eu ganhava o clutch com minha burrice, Code? Eu era mais burro que eu, seu desgraçado, desse podcast que você fez em inglês aqui. Eu ganhava o clutch com o quê? Com o meu desgraça.
The game. I think like I have one player. I played with FNX in the past, and he was kind of like, I'm not saying he's dumb, but he was kind of crazy a little bit. Sometimes he could not order Uber, or sometimes he was lost. But it was kind of like
Uber.
funnier to see because he was kind of crazy a little bit. So I think when he was doing like something like this, we laugh a lot. So I think it was kind of like really important to have him in the team because he make that atmosphere really good because of this kind of stuff.
Who is the funniest player you played with?
The funniest one I play with, I think it's fair. He always like to troll. He always trolling you, so sometimes like
Não, mas pai sabe pedir Uber. Ixi,
he
direto.
just make like crazy jokes or he do stupid things. But it's funny to say. I think it's just his like way to do things, and he always like make like people be really together.
Who is the best player you played with?
I think the best player I play with, I think I would choose. I think it's Taco or Nico. Both of these players like they work really hard. You always see them playing like 24 hours, watching demos, want to like be better a single second. So I think these both players, like for me, was the best two players I play with, and especially because the dedication from them is really impressive.
Who has the biggest ego?
I think it's kind of hard to say about ego, like because like sometimes people say like, oh, Kodzero has a big ego or Nico has a big ego, but no one they often play with us, right? So, for example, in our team, everyone listens to each other, everyone understands each other, and everyone respects each other. And same to MIBR, like everyone respects each other so much, and people like sometimes judge you without knowing you, like just because of your decisions. And when I decide like to leave MIBR, I decide not because I don't want to play with them anymore, but it's because like with so much problems, and I was like not feeling happy anymore. So I decided to search about my happiness, and not just because they are my friends. I need to keep them like forever. So I think it's like people like sometimes they like they don't know like they don't know you, and they like keep judging you, and that's kind of sad to hear because if they knew like 10% of us, they would change their minds for sure.
Who is the most underrated player you've played with?
The most underrated player I play with, I think I can say Taco. People judge him a lot, and I think it's really unfair. Taco is the most brilliant player I play with in my life. Like he knows how to play as a team. He's pretty good entering. He knows how to create space. Sometimes like this one thing I can say, like I already play in Europe, and when people do entry killer, they never jump, or sometimes they lose the basic stuff, and that's really important. When you go for a rush, the first one is always jump. And sometimes like when you play with European teams or you see them playing, sometimes the first one they never jump. So it is a basic concept, and Tak was doing this pretty well, and that's why he creates space for the second one kill. And when people see his stats, the game's not about stats. The game, I can say that because someone can have like 32 kills, right, in the game. But if you see the 32 kills he had in 2 rounds, he could like win the game. He commit for an overpick and he died, and no one gonna see that. But at the end, who lose the game for the team was a guy who was killing 32. So I think like people just look about stats. They don't look about mistakes. You need to look for who commit less mistakes and not who kill 30 guys. I think it's most important you not commit mistakes and win the game, then you commit mistakes and lose the game killing 32 guys.
Who complains the most?
Sometimes like during the game, during the practice, sometimes I complain, Nico's complain, Taco's complain, like a lot of people complain when you die like in a stupid way or someone did a bad play, so sometimes it's hard not to complain, but the best thing you can do is minimize, and that's what the thing we are trying to do is minimize. Don't get too frustrated, because sometimes it's not good like your teammates see you so frustrated, because sometimes it can affect them. As a team, you need to always respect your teammate. Yeah, you need to know like how to respect your own space, you know. Sometimes like people like you can make jokes, but I think it like, for example, you like I'm gonna give an example, right? You're a joker from the team, right? So you're like making a lot of jokes, and sometimes someone gonna get stressed, right? Because sometimes it's kind of hard to be listening to jokes every time, right? So if you don't know your limits, it's gonna be hard because you're gonna make people stress, and like the atmosphere inside the team is not gonna be good, and it's not good you do this before a tournament, right? So for you don't have conflicts. So I think in life you need to be respectful with everyone. So especially your teammates, because in the moment of the game, everyone needs to feel good and feel special and feel like ready to play. And have a good atmosphere is really important because this can help in your communication inside the game. This can help like you think inside the game. Can help you think like when your teammates is dead, he can think for you sometimes to help you and give you like the solution. And that's really important to have respectful for your teammates and have a good atmosphere inside the team.
Ai, se coceira, se coceira.